So we're here to close out One Grid 2 Puzzles week with what I hope is a bit of a surprise. This XV Sudoku puzzle is a valid 9x9 shading puzzle. You might not have started with another shading puzzle as your guess, but in this case it's a Kurotto, and we can take some of the starting places like the 7 adjacent diagonally to this 3. We'll need to have a larger shaded group to the left here that's of at least size 4. Marking those in, these are all marked off. We can't come down here for the 3, so this is exactly size 4. We get another group of size 3 that's going to finish this off. This group of 4 is near just one remaining spot for the 6 to get 2 more to get to 6. 2 plus 1 finishes out this 3 and marks this in. This 1, 4 in the corner will have to have at least 3 coming out from this 4, and those can't come down to this cell, so this can only take 1, 2, 3, always takes this cell. That separates this out. This 2 will always have to take this cell. Notice now we still have to get this 8 to a large enough count, and to the top we can only get 3 or 4. To the bottom we can only get a max of 2. That will never get us to 8, so this has to be a distinct group that's not part of that group. That means this 2 does indeed sort of split this way. This 4 that takes at least 3 down below will have to take this, but again, distinct group gets this started out like so. This 1, 9 is also now constraining, and we can ask if we don't take this cell, do we have any way to get 8 around this? Well, we don't. So we do take this cell, but this cell can only now be as large as 3 or 4, so there's another group that's not the group to the right. It can grow as large as 4. 4 plus 4 plus 1 would work, and so that actually means this must be size 4. That means this is 3, so 1, 4, 3. That means this has a single cell to make this work out. The 1 is now complete. 1 and 4 will have a group of size 3 at least coming up the right. It doesn't take to the cell. One of these cells can be used. So we get this sort of pause state of the puzzle. And now we have to really think through the center section where we've got a 7 that it already sees a cell. So this is effectively a 6, and then this 8. And so this 8 is 2 larger than the 6, and in some spaces to get sort of enough around the 7, what you'll see is we can't sort of not use this top cell. In fact, if we try to even get 6 around this, we're using too many spaces to make this 8 work. So this is part of the 7. And we still need to get enough that's distinct around the 8, at least 2 cells distinct around the 8. So, you can say, how are we going to make that work? Well, one thing is there's going to need to be a shaded group that connects to both of these because there's not enough room for 8 plus 6 where those are separate. So these do join somehow. If they join through this kind of group, then we don't have enough space to get 2 unique cells around the 8. So they don't join through the center, they're going to join through the top. So these are going to be part of the same group. And we still get 2 more around this 8 that aren't around the 7. These are the only 2 cells we can get around the 8 that aren't around the 7. So that group of 2 actually forces the 4 down, which you might have called out by uniqueness sooner. This 8 and the 7 will have 6 collectively around them, but there are 7 cells they can be using. So to sort of work through this, we want to think about cells that if we removed would get this count down from 6. So this is a good example. If I took this cell like this, I would actually remove 2 and go from 7 cells to 5 cells. So this is not usable. That means this 4 takes this cell, this 1 takes this cell. That now removes the last option to get us only 6 remaining. That now completes this 3 with this cell taken at top. So we got through this week. Obviously having all these grids that have 2 different puzzles that are valid for them sometimes means the logic wasn't as smooth, but it also meant we had to teach you some different kinds of steps and so show you some interesting tricks through the week. So I hope you got something through this video and actually survived the whole week. We'll have a more typical week of programming coming up next, and we'll see you again soon.